Hello, my friends. I'm Jacob Nordby, and as you can see, I'm wearing a puffy jacket. It is decidedly fall here in Boise, Idaho, and this is my favorite month of the whole year, October, my very favorite one. And I always feel like I'm cheating on summer just a little bit because I do love summer so much. I love the long nights with sunsets late in the evening. I love warm days where the option of going and playing in the river is always at hand, even if I don't take it. Um, so I am excited to have fall coming on right now, and the leaves are changing, and it's beautiful. How are things where you are? Um, I'll pause just a moment for you to think about that. And I would actually like to know how you are, because I think that a lot of us are experiencing intensity right now, levels of intensity. And I don't know that any of my updates over the last couple of years have said, oh, it's not very intense. I think most of them have felt intense. And there's a reason for that. We're living through unprecedented times of change on just about every level: financial markets, religious upheavals, social and racial upheavals, just about everything we can imagine. And then you add something like AI to the mix. And a lot of people have so much fear about what this could mean for humanity. And, when we start looking at the world and feeling overwhelmed by it, first of all, I think it's important to remember that this is a natural experience. Change, especially intense, rapid change, brings a feeling of overwhelm. And so we are definitely living through times of intense and rapid change, which makes it even that much more important that we return to our inner center, our calm, uh, wise inner being that does have all the answers we need. But it can be difficult to get there sometimes. I don't know about you, but when I'm under a lot of pressure, some of the practices that really are the lifelines for my life can get a little bit threadbare. I can stop spending as much time in meditation, or, maybe I'll sit down with my journal and sit there and stare at the page because my mind is going 1,000 miles an hour, or it's just really tired. So I want you to know that if you experience any of those things, you're not alone. Um, you're not broken, and you haven't done something wrong. But I did want to offer a little piece that came up through the Chopra network organization the other day, and they were talking about underrated forms of meditation. And some of those are chopping vegetables, walking silently in nature, taking a luxurious shower, washing the dishes, drawing, painting, and pottery, sitting with warm tea, getting lost in a good book. And you go, how are those meditations? Well, something I love so much is demonstrating and taking in all the new information we are constantly being offered about our brainwave states and our nervous system states. And one of that big discoveries for me in the last several years is that the ventral vagal state, I call it the green zone or the creative zone. That is the holy grail of most spirituality practices and psychotherapy and many other things that are designed to help us, learn how to meditate or get into our wise inner self. But what a lot of people don't realize is that nervous system state in which we are open and we are in more sensing our intuition, and we feel more grounded and collected and able to connect with and commune with others in a safe way. That state is available to us much more easily and with so many more doorways into it than most people realize. A lot of us have come up through systems or practices of meditation, and we can sometimes get it kind of stuck in a box, almost like, as a child, I was raised in a really rigid church situation, and it became this idea that God lives at church, and that other times of the week were going to be less available to get into that sort of state of mind. Well, as we know, there are just so many ways of entering that state of being. I like to call it the ground of our being, our natural, creative inner selves. And some of those things don't require sitting down with your eyes closed. In fact, many of them don't. So taking a long walk, or even a short walk, can be enough to bring us down into our grounded state. What I want to invite you to do, though, is use your powerful tool called your shift of awareness or focus. So to me, when you approach a thing like a walk in nature or sitting down on your couch with your dog or cat or friend or partner and just relaxing, if you interpret that as I'm wasting time, I should be doing something else, I should be more productive, then you're not going to, naturally allow yourself to relax into that deep settled state. And also this ventral vagal state corresponds with brainwave states like alpha, where you're starting to relax, and then delta, where you're moving into sleep. But this brainwave state and the ventral vagal state correspond with each other. And so you can actually allow yourself, by shifting your awareness and your intention for what you're doing, whether it's a repetitive mundane task such as doing the dishes or folding clothes or knitting, or walking in nature, bilateral activities where we're moving our bodies on both sides, that can stimulate and open up our minds. And it can be meditative. But if I'm looking at my Apple Watch or my Fitbit or my Whoop band to see how many calories I'm burning, or if my heart rate has achieved a certain level, I actually might bring more anxiety into an experience that is one that I really need deeper sense of meditative space or relaxation. And there's nothing wrong with, I love tracking my heart rate, I love doing these things. So there's nothing wrong with any of those measurements. But when your intention is that you want to get into that deep, settled, open space where wisdom resides, where deep restoration and recovery can happen, learning to use the power of our minds to switch our focus and our intention. Maybe it's a 20-minute walk. What's my intention for this walk? Is it to burn calories and fat? Or is it to allow myself to breathe and open myself to the wisdom and beauty that's all around me? So that simple shift of awareness can make a big difference. All right. I also want to share something with you that I'm really excited about. It's the very first time I've done this. As you probably know, I've worked in the spirituality and self-help and personal development space for a really long time. And I've produced a lot of events over those years, a lot of them. Oh, hello, Crackweasel. My buddy wants to jump in and say hi, so we'll say that. But I have never produced an event and led one outside of this country. So I am so excited to say that this February, I'm going to return to a place that's one of my very favorites called Sayulita, and it's about an hour north of Puerto Vallarta. Here, let me share my screen and show you this page that we've set up, because I would love to invite you, if you know that it's time for a pattern interrupt, I would love to invite you to join us. And by pattern interrupt, I mean that state of being where we're just going through the motions, maybe everything's going along smoothly, but we know there's something outside the lines that we need to pay attention to, so that we can bring more sense of aliveness, more joy, more creativity into our life, so that we can look at the things that sabotage our fondest dreams and what we are here to actually create in our lives, right? So I will leave this link in the notes and in the email so you can check it all out. But I just want to show you, oh my God, even if you can't join us, please hit this page and take a look at the beautiful pictures. This is a video that is just a walkthrough of this gorgeous Punta Sayulita, which is right on the edge of the town of Sayulita. And we have most of the property to ourselves for this really special, and it's a very small number. We're not talking about hundreds of people or even 100. We're looking for more like 30 people, and those spots are starting to fill up quickly, who want to join, pardon me, who want to join us for a time of real reset, of gentle movement. A lot of people are worried about, I don't know yoga that well, don't worry about it. Or I don't know meditation that well, don't worry about it. What we're going to do is invite you into that inner space that allows you to deeply relax, enter the green zone. And then we're also going to be working with all of us on really focusing on our values and what it is we long to create in this lifetime. And we're going to be using this space and the environment in Sayulita as an ally, as an assistant to help us gain clarity, step out of the usual routines of our lives, and step into really what's possible for us and what we long to create in this life. So if that calls your name, I would love to spend time with you in Mexico. I know it's going to be a very special occasion for all of us. And it's also meant to do, inner work, refocusing, recalibrating ourselves. And it's meant to be a lot of fun. I mean, really, really beautiful surroundings, delicious food. That time of year in Sayulita is usually gorgeous weather. And so there'll be a lot of playtime, a lot of relaxation time, and some time to really reset and refocus on what's important to us. So if that calls your name, I hope you can join us, grab your spot. And if it doesn't, or if you just can't make it this year, don't worry about it. We have other things that are coming up soon, virtual things and other things. So I look forward to talking with you, and lots of love. Thanks for being here.